Guys, so we have an urgent breaking news coming out. Do me a favor and share this video. Once again, thank you so much for your support. It says here, NATO must brace to be struck by Vladimir, warns Germany defense chief. As Zelensky celebrates brilliant historic drone strike that wiped out a third of Russia doomsday plane in $7 billion blitz. Once again, NATO on high alert. All right, so give me a second here. Let me just pull up this information here. It says U.S. officials are also sounding the alarm. U.S. officials are warning allies that the bear may launch a disproportionate retaliation after Crane drone strike reportedly damaged over 40 doomsday planes. All right, so we're going to see what's going on here. Once again, guys, please share the video. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to help and support the channel, we do have the PayPal link and the Cash App link in the comments box and also the description box. Thank you so much for your support. Don't hide now. Don't hide now. From what I heard, Zelensky was taken to a safe area. They took him to a safe area. They took him to a safe area. Don't hide. Don't hide. Don't hide now. All that celebration and everything, and now it seems like the bear's gonna drop the hammer, and they are all hiding like rats. You don't do that. You don't do that. Man, Germany's defense chief has starkly warned that NATO should be prepared for a possible strike by the bear in the next 4 years. In the next 4 years. All right, I don't know where they get the information from, but U.S. officials are saying that they need to prepare for possibly incoming strike. You have General Karsten Buehler told the BBC News that the bear possessed a very serious threat to the Western defense bloc, the likes of which he has never seen in his 40-year military career. The stark warning comes amid one of Crane's most audacious strike, in which it used a swarm of kamikaze drones unleashed from the backs of trucks to devastate $7 billion worth of equipment at two of the Bear's most critical airfield. Now, I don't see this being in 4 years. Crane Security Service, the SBU, claimed to have destroyed 34% of strategic cruise missile carriers at the main airfields of the Bear Federation, and Ukrainian President Zelensky has described the strike as one for the history books. He added that nearly 120 drones were used and that the headquarters of the operation were right next to the FSB, Russian Security Service. Now, this person pointed to the massive increase in Vladimir armory and ammunition stock, including a massive output of 1,500 main battle tanks every year, as well as the 4 million rounds of 152 mm artillery munition produced in 2024 alone. This person said that not all of these additional military equipment was going to Crane, which signaled a possible building up of capability that could be used against the NATO bloc, adding that the Baltic states were at a particularly high risk of being struck. And the reason why is because of stuff like that. I mean, NATO was part of it too. They knew about this operation. And here they are crying, we're going to get hit by the bear. I mean, what do you expect? You guys are just getting involved, provoking and poking the bear. If someone hits you, you better expect for that person to hit back. You cannot just hit a person and then tell the world, he's going to hit me, he's going to hit me. It just childish. There's an intent and there's a buildup of the stocks for a possible future strike on NATO Baltic states members, he said. Now, this is a picture. You see that bird? Give me a second here. See that? That's the bird. That's one of the Doomsday plane. Boom. It got hit. It got hit. This is a major operation by Crane, and they said it took them 1.5 years to plan this. The Bear Tu-95 strategic bombers, again, Doomsday plane, destroyed by Ukrainian drones thousands of miles away from the front line. Now, Russia is coming out and saying that a lot of them have survived. A few of them were impacted. Now, look at his face here. Man, that's the face that, Wow, so look at this one. Look at this picture here. That's the military operation there. Now it says here, this is what the analysts are assessing in 2029. Whoa, 2029? So we have to be ready by 2029. Okay, so this is the retaliation, I guess. We have to be ready by 2029. So why NATO pick that year? Why did it pick 2029? If you ask me now, is this a guarantee that's not earlier than 2029? I would say no, it's not. So we must be able to fight tonight. This person said that the Slovakia Gap, a region that borders Lithuania, Poland, Russia, and Belarus, was particularly vulnerable to the Bear military activity. The Baltic states are really exposed to the Bear, right? And once you are there, you really feel this in talks we are having over there, he said. Now, the Estonians, he said, had given the analogy of being close to a wildfire where they feel the heat, see the flames, and smell the smoke. While in Germany, you probably see a little bit of a smoke over the horizon, not more. Now it says here, earlier this week, David, a respected former U.S. general and CI-you-know-who chief, claimed Lithuania will be most at risk to a strike from the Bear. He said the Bear could launch an incursion into that Baltic state to test Western resolve or as a precursor to a wider offensive. Now, this person urged fellow NATO nations to build up their military again, following a long period of demilitarization across dozens of nations. What we have to do now is really to lean in and to tell everybody, hey, ramp up, get more into it because we need it. We need it to be able to defend ourselves and therefore also be to build up deterrence, he said. If they speak like this, it's because they're going to hit the Bear hard and a retaliation is going to come. So I just feel like these are troublemakers. Again, they're literally troublemakers. But with NATO apparently falling apart amid a surge of distrust between each of its member states, this person was quick to allay fears that NATO wouldn't be cohesive enough to fight the Bear. He pointed to Finland and Sweden, accession into the bloc. I've never seen such a unity like it is now among nations and military leaders. All of them understand the warning that is at the moment approaching. NATO all understand that we have to develop a direction of deterrence into the direction of collective defense. This is clear to everyone. The urgency is seen. NATO members Hungary and Slovakia have since the bear invaded Ukraine have developed closer relations with Vladimir in many instances, using their powers in groups like the EU and NATO to push the dictator agenda. And not only that, guys, remember there was that train incident in Russia. There's some stuff that went down. It all happened in the same day, the same date. So I do believe the bear is going to retaliate. So it says here, and U.S. leader who commands the largest military in the bloc has consistently sided with Vladimir on military matters, especially when it comes to NATO. Just yesterday, his envoy to Ukraine, Keith, declared that the bear historic feud with NATO were fair. Asked by the news about Reuters report that the bear wanted a written pledge over NATO not enlarging eastward to include Ukraine and other former Soviet republics, Keith said it's a fair concern. It says here, we said that to us, Ukraine coming into NATO is not on the table, and we are not the only country that says that. Shortly before this person comments, Ukraine launched one of its most audacious strike of the war using a swarm of kamikaze drones unleashed from the backs of trucks to devastate two of the bear's most major airfields. Dubbed Operation Spiderweb, the coordinated strike have left Vladimir humiliated and his prized warplanes in smoldering ruins, though Moscow has claimed to have repelled all the strikes. Give me a second here, guys. So it says here, Zelensky, the leader, said on social media that the operation had an absolutely brilliant result, adding that it was one achieved solidly by Ukraine. Information's coming out that they had to put him in a safe place. They had to remove Zelensky and put him somewhere else, like away from Kiev and stuff like that. And you leave the area, but then you abandon your people. I mean, Ukraine was getting hit earlier today. There was sirens blasting. They had to take the leader and put him somewhere else in a safe place. But the people have to be the one to see those consequences. Unbelievable. He said in a post, 1 year, 6 months, and 9 days from the start of planning to effective execution, our most long-range operation. Our people involved in preparing the operation were withdrawn from the bear territory in time. Of course, not everything can be revealed at this moment, but these are Ukrainian actions that will undoubtedly be in history books, he adds. History books. It's nice that the operation was completed, but that doesn't change anything. The war is still going on. The biblical war is still going on. You took out some doomsday planes. That doesn't mean that you claim victory in this war. The war is still going on. It might go down the history books, taking out some planes, but it doesn't make a difference because you made the situation a lot worse. Even Donald was not informed of this. Just imagine how Donald feels about it. So you could have your victory, but you lost trust with the U.S. by not informing the U.S., And you basically made the cease plan a lot worse. It says here, Crane is defending itself, and rightly so. We are doing everything to make the bear feel the need to end this war. That's not going to end it. You just made it worse, man. The bear started this war. The bear must end it. Glory to Crane. The bear did not start the war. This goes way before Donald being president. This goes under the 44th administration. He added that 117 drones were used, each with their own individual pilot. He added that the most interesting thing, and we can already say this publicly, is that the office of our operation on the Bear territory was located right next to the FSB of the Bear in one of their regions. 2 remote military airfields, I'm going to skip their names, were rocked by massive explosion overnight with dramatic footage showing fires raging for hours. The bases, located thousands of miles from Crane, are key to the Bear nuclear strike capability and were considered untouchable. Yet, Crane appears to have struck them with very powerful precision using first-person view drones launched from unmarked vans parked near the airfield. Both are thousands of miles from Crane, but were under drone strike, with dozens of Moscow nuclear-capable warplanes inevitably destroyed. Give me a second here, guys. We're going to skip some of this stuff because we already know a lot of this. It says here, the Bear nuclear doctrine allows for a nuclear response in the event of a strike on critical gov or military infrastructure. Oh man, this is the big one. Okay, so I pray that Vladimir does not push buttons, because he is entitled to fire nuclear, basically. He is entitled to push the button. Once again, it says here, the Bear nuclear doctrine allows for a nuclear response. You hear that? A nuclear response in the event of a strike on critical gov or military infrastructure. So, they could fire a nuke. They could fire a nuke if they want to. I don't think Donald has no say to this here. Donald must be very, very upset with Zelensky. He must be very upset. Donald is saying to possibly Zelensky, are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? They are entitled to fire nukes towards you. And I'm trying to work the cease plan between you two. Well, we must do it, Donald. We made history. Yeah, you're about to make history when you see a big mushroom. In particular, an enemy strike that disrupt the operation of nuclear forces, warning the Bear, ability to respond could lead to Vladimir ordering an atomic strike. Oh, man. And no wonder U.S. officials in Germany are urging NATO to get ready. You guys are really poking the Bear. You guys are really messing with the Bear in this one here. You guys really want the Bear to drop a nuke. In particular, an enemy strike that disrupts the operation of nuclear forces threatening the Bear ability to respond could lead to Vladimir ordering an atomic strike. Crane's SBU Secret Service was reportedly conducting a large-scale special operation to destroy the Bear bombers. Unbelievable. Crane media claimed more than 40 of Vladimir Doomsday plane have been hit, including Tu-95, Tu-22 M3, and A-50 strategic bomber. The damage to the enemy was alleged to exceed a lot of money, guys. A driver of a truck filled with drone that struck the region may not have known about the cargo, said a report. And according to Bayesian media, the driver has been detained. Now, a truck stopped at a gas station at the entrance to the city. Drones started flying out of the back of the truck and then struck various objects. Now, a similar account was heard from Serbia, but there are no official comments yet. Man, this is not good. Crane News said a special operation, the Web, is being conducted to demilitarize the Bear. The SBU report the destruction of the Bear bomber aircraft behind enemy lines, in particular the destruction of more than 40 aircraft including A-50, Tu-95, and Tu-22M3. Give me a second here, guys. It claimed that all of these strikes were repelled. So basically the Bear is saying that a lot of those planes were not hit. They could fire nukes. They have every right. They are entitled to doing that. So this is what I've been saying for a very long time. Zelensky is very slick. He wants the Bear to fire nukes so that way the world can come together and stop the Bear. Donald, you've been played. You were played, Donald. Or unless you knew about this operation, I don't know, but according to sources, you were not aware. Donald, you are being used. You've been played. And again, Zelensky is trying to drag us into this WW3. The Bear could fire nukes. Hopefully not. But if that's the case, guys, buckle up. Buckle up. These people have gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please share the video. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2. Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ. For He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.